A Brose party, 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 Brose party, 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 Brose, 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 Brose.
Good afternoon. I'm Cullen,
And I'm Chris.
and welcome to Brose.
Yes. It's a concept that we came up with naturally. I think, we've been friends for a long time. I'm a straight man with a wife and two kids, and
I am not a straight man, and I do not have a wife or two kids. I am a gay man. I am a physician, and I guess this is our first shot at this. This is our first episode, and we have been talking about it for a long time. So I think this is mainly like an introduction. So.
yeah, absolutely. You also forgot to mention that he has a really great husband.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got a husband who's amazing. Yes. Do not have a wife, but I do have a husband.
That is correct. So now I have my wife and two teenage boys. I'm a chef. I own a restaurant. I dabble in.
We're sitting in it right now.
We are sitting in my restaurant right now. Yes, we are. And we came up with this concept because we wanted something organic. Every time we sit down at a table and we talk, I always feel like the conversation is just so deep, but also very meaningful to me. Again, as a straight man, talking about situations in life with both not just myself and also my teenage kids, that they're so blessed to have people like you and Jonathan in their lives, because it's just a different perspective on everything, really.
And I mean, it's been a pleasure because, just to give you an idea, we started traveling together a couple years ago, and there was a trip that we took to Vegas, and we drove there. And on the drive, you and I were sitting in the front, and we were just talking like nonstop about random topics, and we laughed so hard, and we found it not just like entertaining, but also educational from both sides.
Correct. Like both people have, I consider myself pretty educated. You are obviously very educated, but having those educated conversations and having a different perspective from a person that's the same age but lives a very different life.
That's true.
Is always good to see, and I feel like people of the world should know that in general.
I mean, I feel like in this day and age, people funnel themselves into a little pocket, whether it's their algorithm on Facebook or Instagram, what news they watch, the people they hang out with. That you don't hear the other side of the story. You don't hear other people's perspective on a regular basis, and I feel like that's kind of how our friendship started to flourish. Because while I'll say our wives, but I mean my husband and your wife are very similar in their obsession with bags and colognes and shoes, fashion. These are topics that I feel like we should be hitting, and letting people know not just how we think about them, but how we find a bridge between where our different worlds lie,
Absolutely. I mean, again, like I was saying, it's one of those situations where you don't, as a person like me, you don't really know too much into the lives of like the gay community, how the gay community thinks, and like you said, different algorithms and stuff like that. It's kind of scary actually when you think about it, because now social media is like teaching you where to look for your information rather than just talking about it like we are right now.
I mean, my algorithm is dogs doing cute things, babies using swear words, and shirtless men. So that's my algorithm. What is yours?
My algorithm is no shirtless men. Mostly soccer, because both my kids play soccer. I grew up playing soccer. And a lot of it is going to be cooking recipes, because obviously that's what I do. And things to make your wife happy, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. So funnel that on a grander scale, and we each have our very skewed views of the world. But this is an opportunity for us to come together, bridge that gap, and that was like the thought process behind bringing this to a microphone in front of a camera. So I'm just speaking to the audience now and letting you know how we got here,
and bringing it to life. Again, it's one of those things. As a 42-year-old man, I want people to know, like you said, like bridging the gap is more important than dividing the gap. You want to be able to have these conversations with people. You want to be able to know that it's normal.
Yeah. So I mean, mainly an introduction, but I think some things that we have a list of topics that we've talked about that we want to.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry. Business. Some topics that we want to touch on, and some of those include things that we've already mentioned, like sports. Me being a gay man, not being.
You're not into the
involved.
sport. You're into the men in sports.
I mean, yes,
For the most part.
we can get into that a little bit more on a different episode because there's a lot to talk about. But I am winning my current fantasy football league, and I'm doing that kind of blindly because I don't know much about football or players, and other things aside from sports would be fashion, grooming, things that one of us probably doesn't know much about, or we both do, but they're very different.
Correct. Different views or different ways of going about it, I think, is probably the easiest.
Yeah, totally. So yeah,
I love it.
I think this is going to be fun. So we in the future, we're going to want our audience to reach out to us and tell us topics that they want to hear about. They want to hear the bridging of the gap between a gay male physician who's 41 and a straight dad of 2, married to a woman, restaurateur, who has a different perspective on things. So we're back. I know we said farewell a second ago, but I realized my mic was off for a good several minutes. So
we'll keep it going.
I mean, let's keep it going.
Why not? This is natural. That's what we want to do.
So just a gay man and a straight man. How did we come to meet? And I think the short story is we met at the gym. And that might sound funny coming from a gay man, but it was Orange Theory Fitness. And we joined around the same time. Maybe you all had been going for...
I think we probably joined in like 2015 or 16, would be my guess, when it first opened. So
okay,
you were probably there.
Yeah, we joined I joined in 2017 because that's when I moved to the area. But we first met there, and then we've continued our relationship because now at least your wife and one of your sons and I go to the gym together.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I know. Your presence is very much not present.
It's limited.
But that's kind of where everything started. And then we, I think we what happened? How did...
I'm trying to figure that out too, how that happened. How we just decided one day that we were going to go to Vegas together.
Because we didn't go out to dinner. I think maybe we came out to dinner.
Was it the first trip for Dina's birthday? Was that the first trip?
Oh, it was. And that'll be a different...
That's a different day, different topic.
We will talk about that in great detail, maybe, because there might have been cops involved. That's all I'm going to say. Everyone's okay. And it might have been, I'm just not going to talk about it anymore.
But that's what, in my personal opinion, solidified our 100%. Relationship.
Yeah.
Like going out, getting into a little bit of trouble, and then
getting a little crazy,
getting out of trouble.
Yes.
And then at the end of the day, we were like, you know what? This is really great. Like, this is really going to be a good relationship, a good friendship,
yes.
A good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I agree.
Now you're family. Because,
yes.
I mean, once you have troubles with the cops and get out together, and
we laugh about it. So, that's kind of, the gist of it. But, meeting at the gym, living not too far from each other, seeing, at least Dina, your wife and I, meeting or seeing each other pretty regularly at the gym, and now one of your sons, it's continued the relationship on where we see each other on a regular basis. And now we come to the restaurant regularly, see you guys, have our, family dinners.
That's right, exactly.
But yeah, it was an organic, start to relationship. And this is what we're trying to do, is an organic start to this, hence the technical difficulties.
Maybe the video difficulties, but we're going to figure this out as we go.
Yeah, we will.
I think that's the goal.
So yeah, I think we talked about some topics that we're going to talk about. I do feel like there's going to be a broad range of them, and I feel like it's going to be fun. And I think maybe one of us will choose a topic each week, and will not necessarily be the expert in it, but it'll be kind of leading the way.
Leading the conversation. Yeah, you're exactly right. I think that's probably the best.
Yeah.
The best way it's going to be.
I like it.
There's things that I know about, for instance, kitchen, cooking, things like that. But there's always going to be questions that I always have for you about health, about injuries, because my kids seem to like to do that a lot.
Yes.
So
Grooming, and also just gay culture in general, and bringing that to each topic. I feel like again, different perspectives meeting together in the middle. So
right, and you even just current events, things like this that are happening throughout the world that you always, like you were saying earlier, you just get so divided with social media and the news and stuff like that. We don't want that at all. We want to just have a discussion about it
and be cordial,
correct,
and friendly.
Yeah,
because I feel like we're lacking a lot of that empathy for each other in modern day. But there's plenty of empathy, laughter, fun that we have together. So I feel like we're going to try to bring this to you all.
And I think the people deserve it.
I think the people do deserve it. So awesome. I think that this is a good end. Now this is for real, the end.
This is the real ending.
All right. Unless we
the
come back.
Microphones work.
All right.
Hopefully.
Goodbye.
Bullshit.